Norwood Park was created in 1868, several years after the end of the Civil War. A group of investors led by Thomas Seymour purchased 8 farms, and with the assistance of a creative landscape architect, possibly Frederick Law Olmsted, platted a new village along the single-track line of the Chicago and Northwestern Railway. This new village, a classic 19th century railroad suburb, featured deep, spacious lots and broad, curving streets radiating from the railroad depot. This unique, picturesque land plan and the preponderance of historically and architecturally significant buildings led to the listing of the Norwood Park Historic District on the National Register of Historic Places in November 2002. The new village took its name from a popular 1865 novel by Henry Ward Beecher in which he described a utopian New England village named Norwood. Norwood Park was later promoted as the ideal suburb because of its location, natural beauty, and healthy atmosphere. Early Norwood Park resembled a rural village with unpaved dirt roads and large open spaces. This is the intersection of what is now Avondale and Nina. The building on the right was located across the street from the train station where the Norwood Park home now stands. It was built as a resort hotel and later became the Norwegian Old People's Home. To the left, you can see the large formal gardens of Depot Park, which greeted visitors as they left the trains. Looking south from atop the hotel, you could see West Circle Avenue curving around the block where the Norwood Park School has been since 1916. The windmill to the right was the location of Norwood Park's municipal water supply. In those days, many residents kept horses, cows, and chickens. The Chicago and Northwestern train provided the only public transportation to Norwood Park until the mid-1920s. This depot was replaced in 1907 by the station used today. The railroad linked the village to Chicago, 11 miles away by rail, carrying farmers' goods as well as commuters to the city. As many as 50 trains per day stopped at Norwood Park. The early village had a variety of stores and businesses along Nina and Avondale, which served the daily needs of Norwood Park residents. This block of stores on Nina is known as the Manning Block, named after its builder, a local businessman. Along with the Schmuck Grocery, the stores included a drugstore, hardware store, barber shop, confectionery, and meat market. Today, this storefront is the thrift shop of Norwood Crossing. Around the corner, facing the train station, is the Hall Building. This early commercial structure was named for the meeting and dance hall on the second floor. It once housed the local police station. In 1893, as the city of Chicago expanded outward, Norwood Park was annexed to Chicago, taking advantage of its utilities and services. After nearly 20 years as an independent village, Norwood Park became one of Chicago's unique neighborhoods. Many of Norwood's early homes were large, Victorian frame mansions, set on large lots. They were built for businessmen and professionals who saw Norwood Park as the ideal place to raise their families away from the problems of the big city. Most of the homes built in the Victorian period of the 1870s through the turn of the 20th century survive today. Many current owners have painstakingly restored and preserved their homes, rich in architectural design and detail. Porches removed decades ago are being rebuilt. Color schemes of the past are being used again. This house was used as Norwood Park's first library. Many homes are being modernized with additions compatible with their original architecture. The Wingert House on Canfield, a designated City of Chicago landmark, has been restored to its mid-19th century glory. National Register designation provides real estate tax breaks to those who undertake certified restorations. Norwood Park has experienced many periods of growth since the turn of the 20th century. Each period has added new and varied architectural styles and materials to the community. This house on Ardmore was designed, built, and occupied by Edgar Newman, a colleague of Frank Lloyd Wright. The American Foursquare of the early 1900s is a vernacular prairie-style home. This Sears Roebuck catalog house, the Alhambra model, was built in 1922 on Nina. Norwood Park has at least 4 known Sears houses. The bungalow. Many varieties of the bungalow appeared in Norwood from about 1910 through the 1920s, from craftsman bungalows to sprawling brick versions, this one also designed by Edgar Newman. The bungalow represented one of the most popular styles of the time. They are equally popular today. The English Tudor. This Tudor at Ardmore and Newark was built by Norwood Park Bank president Fred Esdor in the 1920s, a prosperous time that is reflected in this home's quality and details. The Georgian. Many examples of the Georgian are found throughout Norwood Park, including these beautiful homes from the 1920s. Since the end of World War II, Norwood Park has continued to grow. New homes were built on vacant lots or in former side yards, filling all available vacant land. This has resulted in a new phenomenon known as the teardown. This is where modest homes, and sometimes larger homes, and even architecturally or historically significant homes, are demolished for new, usually much larger residences. These new homes, built on East Circle and Northcott, offer Victorian appearance compatible with Norwood Park's historic architecture. As you tour Norwood Park today, we hope you will take time to enjoy the architectural treasures we have here. Some of them may be gone when you visit us next. Today, Norwood Park retains much of its village atmosphere. It has many active community organizations working to preserve and improve its special character and foster its community spirit. Norwood Park is an ideal city neighborhood for growing families, with quiet, safe streets and fine parks. The Norwood Park area has many highly rated schools, both public and parochial, all close by. The community is also home to excellent facilities for medical care and for senior services. Norwood offers a wide variety of churches of many denominations. The Meditation Center of Chicago is located on the site of the village's first church, the American Reformed Church. Its 1871 frame structure was replaced in 1962 by this colonial-style building. Today, Norwood Park is served by all forms of public transportation and still offers fast commuter service to downtown Chicago as it did over 100 years ago. A restoration of the 1907 train station began in 2000. We welcome you to join the Norwood Park Historical Society. The Society holds at least 8 meetings per year which feature guest speakers who present programs on architecture, local history, genealogy, or similar subjects. These meetings are open to the public. Members receive monthly newsletters, a quarterly magazine, and other benefits. The Noble Seymour Crippen House is also available for private functions. If you would like to learn more about Norwood Park, the Historical Society's museum is open every Saturday from noon to 4 p.m. Thank you for coming today,